A beautiful morning to you and welcome to the newspaper review for today. I am Ayo and I will be reviewing with you today. I won't be reviewing alone. As you can see, we are here together. Welcome to the show.
Hello, beautiful viewers. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
So we have a whole lot of things to discuss with you today. We would like that you stay tuned with us, grab a cup of coffee beside you as we go into the newspaper review. But before we go into that, let's go on a quick break and we will be right back. Welcome back to the show. Like I said, we have quite a number of headlines to be reviewed with you today. First of which is taken from The Punch, and it says Students Loan FG plans pilot scheme for public institutions. Let's look at the news in details. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund on Wednesday said it would begin a pilot phase of the student loan scheme with applicants from public tertiary institutions. This includes students of federal and state university, polytechnics, and college of education. It also expects President Bola Tinubu to soon appoint a chairperson, a managing director, and two executive directors as part of its executive management team. The spokesperson for the fund, Mr. Nasir Ayitogo, affirmed to this or to our correspondents on Wednesday, citing the provisions of the Student Loan Access to Higher Education Act, Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2024, which Tinubu signed into law on the same day. So this issue of student loan has been on since last year. And, it was supposed to commence, the commencement of the loan is supposed to start by February this year. But I think for one reason or the other, they pended it for a while. Now, it is raising a whole lot of concern and that now that they are talking about the loan again, first, the criteria surrounding the loan disbursement and also the a part of the many things that people are considering is how to make the repayments. People are also saying that why make it a loan? Why not make it like a something that will benefit students of tertiary institutions? Because the repayment of the loan has to be that as soon as all students meet the criteria for taking this loan, they have to make these repayments immediately after school. I think immediately after their national youth service or so. So this is making a lot of us to question, like me personally, to question the fact that why give students loan that they will forever be indebted to. So what is your own take on this story of loan enactment?
Um, it's a very good one from the government, except the fact that they have made it difficult for people to access the law and the loan, and also the payment methods, the repayment methods. It's difficult. It's a very hard one. They should make it easier for the student. I think they should reconsider, working on the terms they have set, for the repayment of the loan. And that is what I would say on that. And also, maybe they should consider, maybe doing maybe a kind of subsidy in the, in the school, maybe probably pay to the, to any university that is a private one, maybe, do some, payment to the school authorities so that they will at least reduce maybe half of the money that the students are paying or something, so that everybody, the common people, can also afford to go to school, and everyone can be able to afford the fee that they are paying.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that.
Exactly, because I was just thinking about it that if you loan them, how much do you want to loan them the money for them to gain the admission? Because we discover that most schools now have increased their school fees.
Mm.
There are some schools now that they are, I think, I don't want to mention names of school. There's a particular school in Lagos State that just increased their fee by, I think, 30%, and it is not
Mm.
really funny on the part of the student. So how much do
Yeah.
they want? Do they want to loan them the money that will? That's another question to ask. Do they want to loan
Mm.
them the money that will foot their bill for the whole of the years they will be spending in
Mm.
school?
Mm.
Like, and if they are going to do that, let's say they are going to loan them like 500,000 naira,
Mm.
are they as well going to loan needed for are they as well going to loan them the money that is needed for their handout, for their whatever, all of those bills that they needed to pay? Are they going to loan them all of this money too? So like they
No,
have.
no, like no, they don't have to loan them for everything. I think the idea of the whole loan is to help them, make their education easy. Like some people, we have so many cases of people dropping out of school. So I think it's a good one that they have come up with a plan to help students, not to drop out. There are so many students that desire to go to school, but lack of funds have made them to drop out, and so it's a really good thing that they are helping. They want to help the students, to go to school. They want to loan them, but it's just that they need to work on the terms that they have put, that are surrounding the loan, the whole thing. Yeah.
Like I even said, it is still indebtedness. I don't know if that's the right word. You'll still be indebted after school.
Yeah, after school, yeah.
You still have to repay
Uh,
those money. You are no longer
of
working for
of
yourself.
of course, they will have to pay, but it's just that they should give them a long term
For
for
the
them to pay for the
repayments.
repayment of the money. Like when you start working after school, maybe you start working, you can be paying maybe if you are working maybe in the government sector, maybe some percent from your salary can be, they can be just the way we have in America, in other countries where they will be deducting from maybe your income. So they should,
Percentage will be
yeah, the
deducted out.
percentage should be deducted from their salaries, after they have started working. So that's what I think.
And this is also a call for the federal government to look for how there should be arrangement for students to go to school. So I remember my first time in Ghana. Then I went to visit my grandma. She's late now. We are so rest in peace. They have plans put in place on the people or around on older people. There's an arrangement on how their health will be taken care of. Like every twice in a month, they go to the health sector, they go to the clinic in that environment. There's a clinic where people in that old people in that environment go to and ensure that they get drugs for their health. They have arrangements for older people in that particular community. I don't know if it is in the whole of Ghana, but for people in that particular community, there is an arrangement for their older people. There's an arrangement for those who are pregnant. Like now that in Nigeria, now when people are sick, the first place you go to is chemist to get drug. But their clinic, their health facility that they have arranged for people to go to, that they can easily go to, where they diagnose them and find out what is wrong with them, and then they can provide solution to their problem. If they have to refer them to the general hospital, they go ahead and do that. But there are no arrangements for that. So I think the federal government needs to also put the students in their plans beyond loan, because these people will forever be indebted to the government. But what arrangement do they have for them? They should have a permanent arrangement for them, something that is going to be permanent, not just something that Tinubu regime will come, bring his own, another regime comes, bring their own, something that will be permanent. And also, in this story that we have, we see that the federal government needs to bring in the executives, management, and they call them management team, executive management team, that is going to be in charge of the whole loan thing. Now we are looking at cutting down cost of governance. Yet they are looking at bringing out about another committee that will be in charge of this loan. Don't you think this is also a way that they are going to be spent the government's funds that they are supposed to use on something else
Well,
will be
it,
diverted to this?
Like I said before, if the government can look into, trying to, pay some money to the school authorities so that they
Yeah.
can, reduce, just the way we have, I think, the governor uh, of Lagos State did it, regarding the transportation, system. He like, I think, some money was paid to the company, those people that own the, transportation company, for them to, cut
They
off fifty
slash, yes,
percent of
50% in
yes,
Lagos
of
State. Yeah.
transportation. So something like that should be done to the school institution, so that they can reduce the fee, so that everyone can be able to go to school. As many that desire to go to school, they will not have any obstruction. They'll be able to go to school. So I think they should work on something better. They should consider the loan stuff. Just like you said, student will have to, after graduation, they have come
That's to
back,
keep
and some
paying.
people,
They're
they
just
can
supposed to be
even,
taking care of themselves.
some people, you're coming out of school, and your mind is not at rest, because you're owing some, thousands of nairas, and you're always thinking of how you can pay. And sometimes it still take a while after graduation to get a job.
Yeah.
How do you
It's not
expect
even like
someone?
there's permanent employment
Yeah,
for them.
how do you expect someone, a graduate that is just coming out to get a job, and maybe after getting a job he's still trying to sort, there are so many things, maybe the salary is enough, it's not enough. How will he, take care of his needs, and then start paying loan again? So I think the government should consider that also.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to our next story. We'll be looking at the issue, the celebrity cross dresser as with the police. So, Justin, EFCC arrests celebrity cross dresser Bobrisky. Let's look at the news in details. The Economic Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has arrested celebrity cross-dresser Idris Okuneye, also known as Bobrisky, for mutilation of naira currency. Confirming the arrest, the spokesperson for the EFCC, Dele Oyewale, said Bobrisky was arrested at Pinnock Estate in Lagos State on Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024, at about 3 p.m. for alleged spraying of the naira currency, mutilation and abuse of the naira. Leadership also gathered that Bobrisky is currently in custody at their facility in Lagos, where he spent the night and will face charges in court soon. So, a lot of a lot of people has been talking about this Bobrisky since the past 1 week. One of which is, this same Bobrisky was, we don't even know maybe to call him she or he, but Shim, let's call him Shim. Shim was given the award of the best dressed female in a movie premiere last week, and it has raised a lot of reaction from a lot of ladies. That, do you mean ladies are not well dressed in that place? That you gave the the um, the um, uh, um, the best dressed award to a man? So that was the issue online, and a lot of persons said they should have arrested. But on Channels Television, there was an interview with the police spokesperson on Channels Television last week, and he said there's no real allegation that they can charge against Bobrisky for saying they want to arrest him, because cross dressing is not a crime in Nigeria. And this man has come out to tell us that he has come out to tell us times without number that he has done everything that is necessary for him to become a woman. He has front as a woman, back as a woman, and all of that. So they did not arrest him for charges of being a woman, for charges of dressing like a woman, doing everything women do. I mean, there was a time a video of him trended where he said he has a boyfriend. She, I don't, I don't know maybe to say she. Yes, he disclosed the face of his boyfriend. So this is a charge that this is something they could have charged him for. But he was not charged for all of these things online. But now he has been charged for naira mutilation. So we are now feeling like the EFCC now, they are misplacing their priorities. This is not what they should be dealing with. Or what do you think?
Oh well, if there is, since there is nobody is above the law, if there is a law against that, against him, spraying money, stepping on, naira notes, if there's a law against that, um, there's nothing bad in for them to get him arrested, for him to be, prosecuted and probably pay charges for what he has done. Because as far as we know, he's stealing, because we know him even before he or she became,
Chief, chief.
decided to start. We know him as a man, so there's nothing that will change his gender
His gender.
from male to female. No.
So my own concern is just on the case of AFCC, and really, I think this is also a good time to, because if they should release Bobrisky, or if he has an upper hand, he gets released from detention, then it is going to raise a lot of questions from Nigeria. Because I think there was a time that an upcoming actress, was arrested at Monarch Event Center at Lekki for spending the new naira note, and she was sentenced to jail for 6 months. I think now she's still in the police custody. She's still in jail now, not in the police custody. So if he's charged for this, it is going to be a lesson for a whole lot of people, and we should also consider other people. I think when the issue of that female upcoming actress happened last year, I think, was it last year or earlier this year?
Yes.
I said something about the time that Obi Kubana buried his mother. Was it his mother or his father? I've forgotten. They were spraying money. Obi Kubana was not arrested. Why? Is it because he's a top person? Is it because if he's arrested, he has a lot of people up there that could bring him down, and that could bring him out rather, or something? And also, I feel like you have rightly said, if he's charged to court, it will be a lesson to everybody. I think during the time of that lady zone, I made my findings. There is this senator in Ogun State. He's late now. When his mother died and he invited one popular singer like that, they were spraying money. Money was dropping on the floor. They were stepping on it. Because he was a senator, he was not arrested. The man is late now. So we have a lot of our top officials doing this thing, and they were not charged for it. They were not arrested for it. And it is making us to feel like, is it that we are now in a setting of preferential treatment, where you treat politicians, where you treat our leaders, where you treat people that are holding key positions, you treat them right. But those people that are lower, you feel like you can override them. So now it has been, I think it is going to make a lot of Nigerians to be happy now, because Nigerians are expecting that Bobrisky will be arrested when he was given best dressed female in a movie premiere. So
No,
this is
I
going to,
think there's no law that that is against. There's no law against giving maybe a best dress to a male.
yeah,
So
exactly.
there's no law against it. So
So
even if
don't
they
you
don't
think
arrest
by
him,
now, because these people are doing this thing, and that is how we feel like it is normal until it's become legalized. Before you know it now, they will start introducing getting married to a male. They will start introducing female getting married to female. There was a skit that trended during this, when this of course challenge started. Some UK-based Nigerians, they came out and said, "Of course, I'm a transgender." They came out, they were talking about it because it has been legalized over there. But before you know it, and because we see it as a normal thing, we are just catching cruise. Before you know it, if care is not taken, if it is not handled very well, if a law does not bind this thing, it will become a normal thing for men to be getting married to men in this part of the world. So don't you think it is high time governments look into it and see that there is a law that binds that men should remain as men? There's nothing like I'm feeling like a woman and I want to become a woman. There's nothing like I talk like a woman, so I think I am a woman, despite having a man physique, man feature.
well, I think in the Nigerian constitution there's a law against uh, lesbianism, gayism,
Yeah,
but as regarding wearing a female as a male,
dressing as
wearing
cross
cross
dressing.
cross dressing, there may not be law concerning that. I think that's why um, because we have seen so many cases where they arrested, some gay that were, lesbians. I think they have been more of, gay that I've seen in the news where they were arrested. So I think there's a lot uh, that guides that. But as a issue of
Cross-dressing.
cross-dressing, I'm not sure of that. So, but nobody is above the law. If they find him, guilty of that, it should also be brought to book. Yeah.
And I also think that our culture is against cross-dressing too. A man dressing like a woman. So I think it is high time we also impute our culture, impute our moral values, impute, those things that has been guiding us from way back. There are things that you want to do, but it is your culture, your moral standard, your moral value that is preventing you from doing those things. So if our moral value is also imputed in this thing, you are a man. Dressing like a woman is a no-no. So imputing, bringing those things back will also help to, manage some of the things that we are going to, that is going on in this country. So moving on to our next story, which is going to be the last for today. MFM Parish empowers widows and students.
Sure.
The Mountain of Fire and Miracles Ministry, Festac Mega Axis Headquarters, Lagos State, has given cash gifts, food items, and grants to widows as well as vulnerable families. A statement on Wednesday said this was in a bid to put smiles on the face of widows, the needy, indigent students, and less privileged amidst the hard economic situation in the country. The statement said the church gave scholarships to 11 indigent secondary school students, adding that the church gave food items to about 1,000 members and non-members. In addition, the church organized a 4-day ICT and media workshop for all ICT personnel, youth, teenagers, and other interested members of the church across Festac Mega Axis. The training featured, among others, things how to stream church programs, snap and edit pictures for social media pages, live coverage of church services using phones and video cameras, how to bring audio into live stream for online members, how to use vmix to mix video images, and also to display Bible verses, project information and announcements, how to set up a web page, as well as digital evangelism, the statements said. So I'm really impressed that over the time since the issue of economic hardship has come into has been the talk of the town, has been a general, a mantra in the mouth of Nigerians. I am so glad that a lot of individuals are rising to, helping to curb the hardship in the economy. But I just personally feel like beyond palliative, there should also be empowerment. It is not enough to feed people. It is not enough to give them food. It is not enough to give them grants. Take this money, go and do something. I feel like we should go to empowerment, making sure that they teach people skills, empower them, and as well follow up with them. So what's your take on this?
Now,
Churches coming out to give people palliatives.
I think you have rightly said that they should also empower people, teach them, how they can be. I think there are churches also that are already doing that. They are teaching people business, trades, skills, and how to generate income. I think that's the best thing because even if you are giving you give somebody 1 million naira and you don't empower the person, mentally, how you can be able to economically, how you can be able to grow that money. You'll find out that they will see go
They
out
will
of money
waste
and they
it.
will come back again, wanting again. So it's very good that you don't just give to people, but you also teach them how
How
they
to
can be,
manage
yeah,
it.
how to manage it and how they can reproduce what you have given to them and make use of them and also empower others. So I think if we start doing that, it will help us to grow in all angles. Economically, we will grow and be strong. Rather than giving people money, people who you give 5 million today, they would the next tomorrow they will come back and everything
Yeah.
is gone.
So
They don't
I
have idea on how to invest their money and help others also. So it's very crucial.
So I think even before we go on with empowerment, giving them money to start up a business, like you have rightly said, people should be empowered mentally. Last week, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? There's this popular, I don't know, maybe to call him a philanthropist and a blogger. He goes to different places to empower people, seeing their needs, giving, making making interview, having an interview session with them, asking them what they need, what they are going through. So there was a time that he empowered one woman like that. The woman is always sleeping on the street of Abuja with her two children. He gave the woman 300,000 naira, rented an apartment for the woman. But after a month, the woman came back to the street. She came back to sleeping on the street. So there are people that even when you empower them with money, they will, because they don't know how to manage it. They don't know. If you ask people now, what do you need? They say money. If you ask them, how will you spend this money? They don't even know how to spend the money. So people need to be empowered mentally. As we are giving them food for them to get the energy, we should also empower them mentally on how to spend the money, how to manage their funds, how to invest the money. Because you see a lot of people, go into business, you give them 50,000 or 100, even though those money are not money any longer. You give them this money. Before you know it, they feed on that business. They eat from that business. Before you know it, after 6 months, the business is no longer there. So another thing we should work on is following up. As we are investing on them, as we are empowering them, follow up on them. How are they growing? So that's what I see that some of these popular grants, Tony Elumelu grants, they do. After empowering, I think a friend of mine got 7.5 million years back. They followed up on her to see how she's spending the money. 6 months into the loan, 6 months into it's not a loan per se. They give them grants. They pay back only a percentage. They give them the rest as their capital. They follow 6 months into the program, a year into the program. They follow up to see how the business is doing. So beyond piloting, this is a good one. We must not fail to commend these churches for what they have done. It is a good one, but at the same time, there should be a follow-up plan on how people manage the resources given to them. So, do you have any other thing to add to the story?
I think that's all for now.
So this will be all for the newspaper review for today. Remember, please do well to follow us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are Prime Media Studio. We are Prime Media TV. On Instagram and TikTok, we are Prime Media Studio. On the website, we are enginespeak.com. And you can as well follow us on YouTube at Enginespeak to follow all that we do right here in the studio. Thank you for staying tuned with us till this time. I am Ayo and E is
James.
so till we come your way again. Do have a great day.